Hey guys, Ludicrous here with the full completion walkthrough for Bestial Reception. This should take you anywhere between 25 minutes to 1 hour due to the roguelike nature of the game. Released on the 8th of December 2023, it was developed by Shark Games and published by Desert Water Games, and it can be found in the Windows and Xbox stores for $4.99 with a 20% discount during launch. There's a double stack available if you do happen to purchase both platforms. Bestial Reception is a roguelike shooter in a bizarre radioactive world. You'll choose from 4 heroes and make your way through hordes of enemies, collecting various artifacts, exploring secrets and defeating bosses. There's a total of 10 achievements to earn from collecting health, picking up positive and negative artifacts, buying from the shop, killing the first 2 bosses, collecting 250 coins and killing various numbers of enemies. As it is a roguelike with a lot of luck involved, I'll do my best to give you handy hints and tips to get you through this as quick as possible. At the character selection screen, I recommend using the raccoon. His artifact doubles all coins, so when he is selling items to the shop, those are doubled as well. And he has a pretty awesome green laser that's got a long range and it does shoot through objects. It plays like any other twin stick shooter, so left analog stick to move, right analog stick to aim. The right trigger will shoot your gun and the left trigger will use your ability. On the raccoon, it does give you invincibility for a couple of seconds if you get into a spot of trouble. So in the first zone, just make sure you kill all the enemies on screen. There may be chests kicking around which you saw at the very start of that zone. If you open these up, they'll give you ammo which you can find in the top left. If you do run out of ammo, you'll lose the gun completely and have to use a melee weapon, which will take over the right trigger slot. Obviously, this makes things a hell of a lot harder, so do your best to reserve that ammo and pick up the chests wherever possible. The goal in each zone is to kill all enemies on screen. There is a counter at the very top there that shows you how many enemies are left. Some of the early enemies you kill will drop acid on the floor, just make sure you don't stand in that as it will kill you. A little later on into the game, enemies will start firing back and you'll need to dodge the bullets. You'll notice there I picked up a heart of health from one of the enemies that died. Doing so give us our first achievement. You can also buy hearts of health every 2 levels within the shop. And then once you've cleared all enemies on screen, you'll be able to move to the next zone by pressing Y on a teleporter that'll appear on the floor. So as I kill this last enemy here, he does drop an item or an artifact. What this is a negative artifact because it's giving you a negative effect. This one was it deletes all the coins on the floor that have been there for 5 seconds. But what we can do with the negative artifact is once we get to the shop every 2 levels, we can sell it to this goose here and he'll actually double the coins, which is usually 10, but because we're using the raccoon, he'll actually give us 20 coins instead. And it's a really handy way of getting the 250 coins. You can then buy hearts of health in the top right to restore some of your health. I'm going to buy the boots of speed and I'm just going to avoid the other weapons as the raccoon's laser rifle is really handy through the first couple of zones. One thing to note in the shop area, if you do buy a weapon, you'll get the default amount of ammo for that weapon. So I suggest if you are buying a weapon, buy that first before then going to the ammo crates that are located in the shop. Because if you go to the ammo crates first and pick up the ammo, then buying the weapon will lose that additional ammo that you've picked up. So definitely buy a gun first before then collecting the ammo. Level 3 that we're now on was just another case of clearing all the enemies on the screen. I've got 2 left. We'll go through the teleporter and then we move on to the first boss, which of course is called Billy. So just kill that mouse that throws dynamite, just wait till that blows up, grab those 2 coins and then we're going to move into the boss encounter. So in here we're going to fight a giant snail called Billy. Good thing about Billy is that he drops 4 maggots every so often, so this is a really good place to grind out the 200 kills in one run. If you kill Billy quickly here, you probably won't make the 200 kills before you make the second boss. So what I suggest doing here is get Billy down to low health, and then instead of killing him, grind out the maggots that he keeps spawning every so often. So get 4, 8, 12 kills. Keep counting these up to around 100 and you should be golden to then carry on and you should then have 200 kills by the time you get to the second boss. The boss fight with Billy is really straightforward. He'll roll every so often, so just make sure he doesn't hit you. And then he'll spit a couple of balls of acid and then finally spawn 4 maggots for you to kill. Just rinse and repeat this for as long as possible until you've got enough kills. If you've obviously got the 200 kills in one run achievement, you can just kill Billy as quickly as possible and try moving on to the later levels. For the purpose of time here, I'm just going to speed up the video because it is just me rinsing these maggots over and over again until I've killed around 100, and then we'll move on to the next segment where we go back to the shop. Voila! Billy is dead. We've got about 100 maggots. We're going to collect all the loot from Billy. So all the coins, including the artifact. We'll get the achievement for beating Billy. And if you notice there, we had over 200 kills. So I'll get the one achievement for getting 100 kills in one run. And then the second achievement for getting 200 kills in one run. Make sure you sell any negative artifacts, collect the coins, and you'll notice I've got 126, which will allow me to buy the rocket launcher. But I recommend buying any other 110 coin gun other than the rocket launcher, because the rocket launcher does have splash damage, and if you do accidentally hit a wall next to you or an enemy approaches you and you shoot it, it will explode and it'll deal damage to yourself. And 9 times out of 10, when I buy the rocket launcher, I do accidentally kill myself. So I would recommend not buying the rocket launcher and buying either the infinity gun or the electric gun when it appears in the store. So we're going to go forward and do another 2 levels, again just clearing mobs. So zone 5 here, really straightforward, just a low amount that you need to kill, nice and easy. However, as we move into zone 6 and beyond, you'll start running into these dinosaurs that have shotguns. They do have spread shot, so it makes it really difficult to dodge. So at this point, we've only got the laser weapon. I don't have any of the specials unlocked yet because I didn't want to pick up the rocket launcher. So level 6 here is going to be a little bit difficult. Just going to try and keep these little raptor guys at max range just so they don't shoot me. Do my best to shoot them through walls and bushes as where possible. And then once we've cleared all the enemies on this level, we should be good to go back to the store. And fingers crossed, the special weapon, the 110 coin one, has changed to something else other than the rocket launcher. However, you'll notice in this run, when I do go back to the store, it is actually still the rocket launcher again. So I know that zone 7 is going to be slightly harder than this, and I'm starting to struggle with the laser. I'm getting hit a lot more. So I do bite my tongue and actually buy the rocket launcher, but you'll notice once I move into zone 7, things go horribly wrong as I start blowing myself up with the rocket launcher, and it's a perfect example why not to buy it. So we're back at the store, got a load of coins here, and I make my first fundamental mistake by picking up the ammo first. So there I've just collected about 60 ammo, buying a couple of hearts of health to get me back up to 6, and then I get the ammo in the bottom left, pushing me up to over 400 ammo in the laser rifle. And then what do? I go and buy the rocket launcher, and then once I equip it, you'll notice that the ammo goes down to 10 rockets. So quite easily could have got 60, 80 rockets by actually picking this up first before the ammo. First mistake. The second mistake was buying the damn thing. So as you'll see, as we move into this level, I'm shooting these enemies at close range. I'm hitting walls. I'm accidentally killing myself with the damn thing. And then I'm going to die. You lose all your progress because this is a roguelike and we've got to go again. So I'm a couple of achievements short. I need to get the 500 kills in total, 250 coins in total, and kill Vinnie, the second boss. So we're going to go back in for another run. We're going through as the raccoon again. Instead of showing you this whole run, I'm going to take it back to the point just after we kill Billy the snail. So this is our second run. You'll notice on this run I don't have many coins. I didn't get many negative artifacts drop. So I've got to this point, I've only got 69. And for whatever reason, the store seems to be bugged out, so there's no weapons. It doesn't matter because I can't afford them. So I buy this one positive artifact in the top left. What this effect does is actually ricochet your bullets. And the fact that I'm using a laser, it doesn't really help me at all. So I've just wasted 10 coins buying that upgrade. But again, we're on stage 5 here. More of the same, just taking out these 10 enemies. We'll then move to zone 6, which has the raptors in. Again, I'm just going to quickly touch on this and show you the level. It does play out exactly the same as the previous runs. Just killing all the enemies on screen, and then we'll go back to the shop, which you'll find here. I still don't have enough coins to buy the 110 infinity gun. That would have been ideal to get us through a level 7 and then finally kill the second boss, Vinnie. However, we're just going to have to wing it and go through with the laser rifle, and thankfully things turn out in our favour. So I buy the positive artifact with whatever coins I do have left, and that one will give me 6 hearts. So I buy another additional 2 just to make sure my hearts are filled. And then we're going to go into Zone 7 here, which is rather difficult. This is where I killed myself with the rocket launcher, and probably the hardest level you're going to have to play in this run. So there's roughly 28 characters or enemies that we need to kill here. We've got the guys shooting the slime balls into the sky and dropping them on our heads, a bit like an artillery strike. We've got the raptors, which are going to try and shoot at us. And we have these purple spiked balls, which will actually put spikes up through the ground if you stood on top of the shadows. So whenever the dots or shadows appear underneath your feet, just make sure you're out the way of them so you don't get spiked. And then I'm just going to slowly and carefully kill all these enemies without dying. And if you do make it to the next level, level 8, this is where you'll fight Billy. And the boss fight is a lot easier than level 7. So this is probably, well, it is actually the hardest level in the game to get through for the completion. So there's the spikes on the floor. Just move out the way of them before he actually uses them, or if you can, kill them. So we're down to the last 8 or 9 enemies here. The laser rifles really come good, so doing a lot better than we did with the rocket launcher, which I was accidentally killing myself with. So if you are struggling to get the coins to buy the 110 weapons on the very left hand side in the store, don't worry too much. The laser rifle from the raccoon will be able to get you through this completion and your 1000 gamer score. We're down to the last 4 or 5 enemies to kill. You'll also notice that enemies do take damage from the acid or the slime that falls on the floor. So if you can get an enemy to walk into it, they will take damage. You'll notice that raptor there dropped an artifact, which is a skull. If you read the description on this one, it's instant death if you take damage. So there's a good reason why I'm not picking that skull up. Because as we move into the last boss, I don't want to take one hit from him and instantly die. So just be careful if you pick up that skull artifact. So we now moved into stage 8, which is the second boss fight with Vinnie. This is probably easier than the snail. All you need to do is avoid the shotgun blasts. So keep your distance from Vinnie just so it spreads enough and it gives you a little bit of time to move away from the bullets. This is going to be a longer fight because I have just got the starting weapon that you get with the raccoon. So this laser rifle is going to get me to kill Vinnie. I do have the ammo to do so. I guess if I run out of ammo at this point, this might be difficult trying to kill Vinnie with just the sword that you get given. But thankfully, I do have enough ammo to kill him. So I'm just going to wear him down slowly. And then once he's dead, we'll get our final achievement and give us the 1000 gamer score. I am going to tag on a little bit of footage at the very end to show you what stage 9 looks like. It gets really difficult from this point. All the enemies have these laser rifles like I'm using now currently with the raccoon. So it's almost impossible to complete stage 9 unless you're amped up with all the weapons. I've put this in just to show you as an example why we do farm the 200 kills in one run at the Billy boss fight by killing all those maggots. Because if you don't have the 200 at this point, once you've killed Vinnie, you will then struggle to get any further kills once you get to stage 9. So I'm going to close out the video here. Thank you for watching. If you found this video guide useful, drop it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content from myself in the future, please do subscribe. And finally, I'd love to give a huge thank you to these beautiful people listed below that have decided to support my YouTube channel and become members.